Get ready for a horror story that will challenge your courage and haunt your dreams. On a remote, forgotten road, neglected by the residents of a small town, an terrifying mystery unfolds. No one dares to traverse it, as those who venture there rarely reach their destination. What is so sinister about the Road of Silence? Is there a serial killer lurking in the shadows, or is it something far worse? Enter the darkness and uncover the hidden secrets that haunt this cursed road. On the outskirts of a small town hidden among eerie hills and twisted trees, there was a road that was avoided at all costs. The Road of Silence, as it was known by the residents, had gained its sinister reputation over the years. It was said that those who dared to travel this road rarely reached their destination. Disappearances were so frequent that stories spread like a virus, and fear settled in everyone's minds. People believed that a serial killer was on the loose, hunting victims in the darkness of that isolated road. The black, moss-covered asphalt was flanked by trees that bent like silent specters. During the day, the road seemed relatively harmless, but at night, the atmosphere changed. The full moon cast a pale light over the road, creating unsettling shadows. One night, a traveler named David, who was journeying through the region in search of a nearby town, heard the frightening stories about the Road of Perdition. He didn't believe in urban legends and was determined to shorten his journey, saving time. As his car ventured onto the road, the surroundings grew darker. David felt a chill run down his spine but kept his foot on the accelerator. The path seemed endless, and the darkness around him made him feel isolated and vulnerable. Then he heard something. David looked in the rearview mirror and saw a hooded figure, gaunt and running toward his car. His heart raced and he accelerated, but the road seemed to stretch on endlessly, as if time itself had distorted. The hooded figure reached the car and began pounding on the windows. The stranger's empty eyes and labored breath were terrifying. David managed to escape the situation and finally reached the end of the Road of Perdition. He reported the encounter to the police, but the investigation found no evidence of the serial killer everyone believed existed. David was considered lucky, but the experience would haunt him for the rest of his life. The stories of the Road of Perdition persisted, and people still avoided that sinister path. The road remained a dark enigma where fear reigned, and the truth behind the mysterious disappearances remained hidden in the shadows. Years passed since David's terrifying encounter on the Road of Perdition, but the curse of the road continued to haunt him in recurring nightmares. One day, while searching through old regional newspaper archives, David stumbled upon an article that sent shivers down his spine. The article reported a series of mysterious disappearances over the years, all related to the Road of Perdition. The serial killer everyone presumed to exist wasn't the true culprit. The article mentioned testimonies of survivors, people who had crossed the road and experienced supernatural encounters. They described hooded figures and empty eyes, just like what David had seen. But the most disturbing revelation in the article was this: the missing weren't dead as everyone believed. They had been kidnapped. Now, obsessed by the mystery, David began to investigate the history of the road. Determined to free those who were trapped, David returned to the Road of Perdition one last time. He was willing to be kidnapped, believing that this would help him find a way to free the missing. However, when David was nearing the Road of Silence, something went wrong. An intense light appeared in front of him, preventing him from continuing to drive. He got out of the car, feeling disoriented, and the light began to rise into the sky, revealing a massive alien spacecraft. It ascended slowly, reducing the intensity of its lights, and in doing so, it unveiled the true whereabouts of the missing on that road. The Road of Perdition remains a place of fear and mystery. David survived, but now he carries the weight of the events he witnessed, which will never let him sleep peacefully again.